Alright, here we go. This is going to be a destructive test of this lithium polymer hardcase battery from SMC. Nothing against SMC, and actually this pack is a SMC Lightening Volts, and it's worked very well for me over the years. I got this probably, I don't know, I'm guessing like 2013 or so, maybe earlier, but whatever the case, great pack. It served me well. I raced with it, bashed with it, and it actually still holds a charge, and it's I hate to kill it off, but the only problem was it was splitting along here, so I'm assuming it's puffed. I did try to cut it and open it up, but it's pretty well glued together, and when I pulled it, I started to see like the pack started to come apart. It's not broken yet, but and it's still holding a charge. I charged it up to about 4.15 to put a nice charge in it, and what I'd like to do is give it a little torture test. This is a, if any recognize this, is an old school nickel metal, Lipo, not Lipo, nickel metal or nickel cadmium battery discharger, and it was used to pretty much test out your packs and see how good they were, what kind of runtime you would get, and also to discharge the nickel cadmium batteries like to be stored in a discharge state, so you'd run this until the lights went out, and you could store it that way. Nickel metal hydride batteries didn't really like to be stored discharged. They like to be stored charged, but you could still test the health of the battery by seeing what kind of runtime you were going to get out of the pack. So they were still useful even when the other ones went out of style. But I'd like to hook it up to this, see what kind of like runtime it'll get. I guess the video will time that. I don't really feel like breaking out the phone, but I want to see if it holds up to that. I think it will. It's only a 20 amp load, and then after that's done, I don't want to sit around and wait for this thing to, you know, discharge over God knows how long, or put it in salt water. I'm gonna give it a shot with a 177 caliber pellet, a nice high power pellet, and we're gonna see what kind of damage the case can take. I think they can take an awful lot of damage, but I'm just curious to see what happens. And then when that's all said and done, I'm pretty sure that's not even gonna maybe make a mark on this, but who knows. I'm gonna put a spike through it. We're gonna take the experiment down here, and we're just gonna put that right through it, and that'll kill it. So then we can just dispose of it and be happy. So let's get right to it. I'm gonna plug this in, and we'll start with timing it. We'll take a baseline. I got a temp gun. So you can take a baseline of the pack. Hope you can see that. Okay, so we're 58 degrees now. And what do you call it? You can fast forward right through this part because, you know, it's going to get kind of boring. We're just going to watch this thing discharge. We're at, so I could smell the heat coming off of that. 7.3, 7.2. I'm sure this thing's going to start screaming too. But I'm going to run this thing till the lights go pretty dim. Pack voltage 3.6, 3.69. It's fairly steady. Pack is actually in half decent shape, even though it is puffed. Once again, you don't have to watch this. I'm just going to monitor the temperature. You can fast forward till the lights go dim. So I am gonna just record it straight through. Now, for all you safety folks that are concerned, behind me is really nothing. So when we shoot this thing, there won't be any danger of anybody behind us. This is barely getting warm. If I do see smoke, I will back away. The lights are pretty warm. The pack is getting a little warm, a little toasty. .64 degrees. I am wearing my safety squints for all those concerned. Not that I think anybody cares, But we're going to be doing this in a safe manner. When I do put the spike through the battery for the final kibosh, we're wearing some work gloves and safety squints. 3.62, getting a little low here. The alarm's probably going to be screaming soon. 3.61. It's actually holding a pretty good voltage. Kind of surprised. I don't know how long this is going to go on for, but I suspect about a little over 4 minutes, I guess, until it starts to go down to an unusable level. I don't really run my ground vehicles to the point where they, they're stressed out that much. The battery capacity of today's packs are pretty high, and I mainly run the airplanes, and the ground vehicles are kind of secondary, so I don't really get too crazy with them. So these basic packs do very well for me. This is holding up pretty well. I mean, this is like kind of a, I guess, like an average load for maybe somebody who bashes regularly with modern vehicles. A nice Lipo setup. Now you got to remember, this is a constant 20 amp draw. What you're looking at is peaks and valleys as far as the drain on your Lipo goes. But this is a constant 20 amp draw, so this is not so much a torture test. It's well within the capacity of the battery, but it is a sustained load. So it'll give you an idea of what the thing can handle. I granted, when you take off from a stop, your spikes are going to be at, now guessing 60, 80 amps, on a, I don't know, 1/10 scale. I'm sure it's higher on the bigger cars. But for my purposes, I'm thinking in the 10 scale range, 4-wheel drive, whatever, like not crazy setups. So 3.5 volts, still good. Battery's not that warm. 72 degrees. And it's pretty cold out here today. It's about 45 degrees. This is holding up very well. The packs aren't exactly, or the cells aren't exactly matched anymore in this pack. Like I said, it's pretty old, so they're 3.46, 3.54. So a little bit off. It's going to start screaming probably about 3.3, I think. We're down to 6. Connector is barely warm. It's a little warm. I mean, really, I don't have the best setup there, but for something like this, you don't want efficiency. Battery's barely warm. Didn't really turn out much of a torture test. The battery's doing pretty good. I'm surprised. I thought it would, I thought it would start heating up and start puffing more. But it seems to be the same amount of puff, if puff were quantifiable. .5. We're at 3. I'll pull it off when the alarm goes off, I think. That way, there's a little bit of energy left in the battery, so we put a spike to it, maybe we'll see a little smoke. we'll take most of that out. All right, there we go. First cell reached the bottom of the pile. We'll let that sit a little bit. I don't want to listen to that. Lights are still cranking along. This is going to drop rapidly now. 84 degrees. Lights are hot. Whew. 300. 85. Alright, when the lights go visibly dimmer, I'll pull it off. Put that over there. So it's going pretty good, and yeah, lights are going down. All right, let's pull it. All right, cool. So let's put this aside so you can use it again. We're gonna prop this up on its edge. We're gonna aim for the. What we're gonna aim for? We'll just aim for the clean face of this and get to stand up. There we go. All right, come over here. We got our Gamo Whisper 177 pellet gun. Got a pellet in there. Yeah, let's give it a shot. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see any of this, but it'll happen. Safety squints on, taking the shot. All right. See what we got. We got a hole, or a dent. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. I don't think that pierced anything as far as the, what do you call it? As far as the pack. Oh wait, there's a little sparking going on. Oh, here we go. We've got a little something. I'm going to move to the ground. Might have a geyser in a second. It did pierce it. Getting a little bit of a volcano eruption going. Very little. Very little. Took a lot of energy out of it, so didn't really do a whole lot. But I'm gonna have to put the spike through the other side of the cell because I'm pretty, it didn't go all the way through. Depends on how this, what do you call it? Depends on how this goes. If this thing catches on fire, the other cell will go. Got a little shmoo coming out. Let's take its temperature. What do we start off with? About 75? Well, we got some heat going now. Or 130. Board is 50. Battery's about 130. Heat's going up. So we're getting a reaction. Air's hitting the what do you call it? The stuff. 125. Huh. Interesting, huh? Alright. So, nothing really seems to be going crazy over there. Let's take the let's take our spike and put a nice hole to the other side. Get some gloves. We'll put it on this board so we don't crack our concrete any further than it already is. Sorry, SMC. I will be buying some more packs from you. These things were awesome. There we go. A little smoke. Phew. Get on that side, downwind. Upwind, I mean. That was it. Pretty uneventful. That's definitely an inert pack. Let it sit out here for a day or so, clip the connector and toss it. Yeah, let's check that temperature. We really shorted all the cells on that. 90, oh, going up. It's actually having, oh, what do we got there? 97, 100. Oh, it's getting hot. Ooh, going up a little. $130. That's about where the other one went. Board's 50-ish. $130, $35. $38. Yeah, that puffed pretty good. Huh. Alright, we're going to let that sit a little bit. You know what? Let's hit the other side. Alright, cool. I think we'll call that an experiment and a success. One inert pack. And thanks for watching if you got this far. Hope you enjoy.